So let's try to fill the gap. We have the big idea and the target market. So that is the gap we have. That is why this session is so important. We have to make sure we have the idea, we have convinced pitching, someone pitching happened, and everybody is convinced we have a great idea. Now how do we find the market? How do we get there? Number one, we need commitment. And thank you for being here. So you have that commitment. So that's a nice thing to start with. And then we have to plan. So that's the issue. So we have to plan. Where do we start planning? Think about the risk. Have you thought about the risk in our projects? In detail, we have to think about the risk. Even though if we have the best plan in the world, there will be changes. There are things we have to monitor. And how we work as a team. Are we taking the responsibilities? How do we take the responsibilities among ourselves? Everybody sharing or just one person working? How it happen? When it comes to projects, we have to think about all these things. So that is wonderful. That is why we are using a project-based strategy to take it from idea to market. I'll show you why we need a project-based strategy. So here, these are some of the reasons we want project-based management. I think you agree with me, we are goal-focused. Are we? We know what we want to achieve. What do you want to achieve? How many projects we have? So at least we are working on 10. So what do you want to achieve? We have to be goal-focused. How do we achieve the goal? We are coming up with an action plan. So we will be goal-focused and action-oriented. Very important. So this is what we see as project management. One of the critical part analysis you hear in some of the project management books. We have to be goal-focused, then come up with a nice action plan. Has to be nice, also workable. How do we set the objectives? It should be smart. What is a smart? Specific, measurable, realistic, achievable, smart, and then realistic and time bound. So this is how we set it. So goal should be achievable. So we come up with action plan. How do you do that? We will do all this here. We have 2 hours to work on. Only two and a little bit more. I'll try to stay as much as possible, as much as long as possible. Now here we have action oriented. Then we should have a clear path. It's very important to have a clear path. What's the path? From where to where? Idea to market. Simple as that. At the end of the day, if our product is not selling in the market, what do we do? Like they always say, this is real life, not a classroom training or classroom project we are working on. So our idea must be marketable. Others like, there's no use. I remember e-learn that project. So you were convincing me how much it's marketable. So like you know your products are marketable. So how do we go from here to there? So in projects we have initiation, where we come up with the idea stage. And then we plan it. And then we organize things, make our plan work, manage changes until the project. We don't give up. We cannot give up halfway. For no reason we are giving up. Okay, so we have to be clear about our path from where. It is initiation to closing of the project, how we get there. We can manage multi-projects. I always tell you, we have to manage multi-projects. This is one project, one big idea we came up with the Global Startup Labs. We are getting support for that idea. But we should have time to do multi-projects at the same time. Because ideas are flowing. You read my article at Digit about the Silicon Valley speed hanging around, mingling around in the High Street News. If you have read that day I was talking about how many ideas we are getting. Just like a Silicon Valley. So we have so much ideas. So we can manage even multi-projects. Don't tell you don't have time. We have time to manage multi-projects. So we have to be clear path. Project-based strategy also helps us to save time, cost and resource. It reduces wastage. Why sometimes we can't get most of the things done? Because we don't have a strategy, especially project-based one. Why I call project-based? We set the goal and come up with a plan to achieve that. When we know where we are going, we can do much more than we think. But we have to know that. So we plan it. So it will save our time. We come up with our time plan and stick to it. Whenever we can save time, we save it. We know our cost, we know our resources, we know who is going to be part of our project. Everything is clearly defined. It's not as easy as I tell you, okay? But you have to do it and see how it's going to work. And then managed risk. This is another area we really have to seriously think about. What if something goes wrong? We make so many assumptions. I told you about one client case, like they were expecting that teams to give them the approval or help them to go ahead, but it didn't work out. So the risk, do we have a backup? Do we have a contingency plan? How do we do that? So that is also very important. So how to plan and manage risk. Okay. Say all those things are going nicely, but if you don't get this one right, the last one, we will not go anywhere. Communication play a major role in our projects. How do we communicate with each other? I can say successful teams are always connected together. They work as a team. They communicate better. So we have to make sure communication and teamwork play a major role, and it is consistent throughout the project. Yeah? So within the next 2 hours we'll go into details in these areas. Okay. So that's the introduction. How are we going with this? Did you think about this? Where are we today? I'll start from somewhere intermediate. So to know the status. We are in stage 2 of GSL program. End of the stage 2, where do we see ourselves? Now we have done that without using project-based strategy. Okay, but we have done something. So after this session, we can make it more sharp and make it more detailed. But right now, are you clear? Prototype test will work. Where we will be end of this stage.
Prototype
How far away you are from that?
6 months.
6 months, very good. Yeah. Now, what is the progress so far? Your project was.
I was working on the past thing. I moved on, starting with something new.
So you are not a shortlist. Okay, no. Yeah, that's okay. So it's okay today. What is a new thing? And like it's your own, on your own level something.
Yeah.
Okay.
On a value-based and backpackers and value-based.
Value-based.
Backpackers and
Yeah,
people
like
who have a value for money.
So it's like a Airbnb sort of concept though?
Sorry? Not exactly. It's more information.
Okay.
It's more for service.
Okay, great. So like you see like in 6 months you will be having a prototype test or having the first client. Okay, we'll work with that, okay, because we have some time to work on. We'll go to it and work with it. You are doing the same project?
No.
Yeah.
The shopping.
The shopping thing. Only you are here for your team?
Yeah, there's one more to come.
Yeah, okay. So here's the project management, time management. Okay. So now where are you with your project?
We have actually started with groundwork.
Yeah.
We invited them on the team members, how we are going to, and we meet every once a week to discuss the progress. We are doing that for a couple of weeks.
How much time you allocate? Because I didn't ask. So how much time you allocate? When you want to ask any questions, you can ask any time, okay? Because we have multiple questions. Also, I'm back in time can ask. No, so investment strategy, did you think about these issues? And what are challenges? I think it's better if we work on this in the class. So they can think more because some of them have done it, some of them have not. So we will work on this in the class. Anybody has a clear idea and answers to all these questions, you will tell us, right? No? Okay. So where are you now? Whole team is here. Yes, how is our, dyslexia? Dyslexia, correct? Okay, good to know. How is it going? Okay, so prototype is there, sorry. Test it. Do we have a plan do we have a plan market like we can rehearsal in that?
For now,
Just now as a replace, not sure the show here like sometimes you can recognize from the side. You get short every day.
So now we have already built software. I mean, software side, server side, build this stuff. Now we need to go into the hardware side and build that appropriate
But
system.
have you started using Smartsheet? Are they?
Two teams, I think Mariappa and Shopping already has started.
Yeah, because if you're planning Smartsheet, today I will take that class optimization. She will take you through the Smartsheet. So then I will do the second one. Okay. What about here one? Yeah. Yes. So what are the main challenges we are facing here? So when I said goal focused and action oriented, why it is? Projects are unique. Anytime when we do a project, it is something unique. We have done this program many times. We had sessions, but every time when we have something, we don't know what to expect until we see you. Whether you will come, whether you will not come, or whether things will be okay. And Digit was here just before everybody else. Not before, like you were very early, so that was nice. And projects are temporary. So that's another thing. Projects are temporary, unique and temporary. So then we have to plan because otherwise we don't know. Think about a birthday party, think about a wedding we are doing. So when we have birthday or wedding, so take birthday parties, we all have that, we all are young. Why do you think about the wedding so early? We have so much other things to do, travel the world and cover all the countries before we get married. so much to do. No, no, think about the birthday party. Every year when we have birthday party, are they going to be the same? No. But birthday party is a birthday party. Still, it is unique. So, understanding the nature of this uniqueness, we have to take some effort to plan it. So, our projects are unique. We all might be building mobile apps. Say like we are not, but say we all might be building mobile apps. But each project is unique and different. We have to plan it. We spend time understanding requirements. We spend lots of time trying to understand the requirements. If the requirements are not clear, we don't know what we will deliver. Even in training session. If I don't know like what you want to hear from me, if I don't know your requirement, I don't know where I will be heading. So when I know your requirements, I can customize it to your requirements and deliver. So we have to understand the requirements. And we have to achieve goals. Our success is measured through achieving these goals. So always goal focused and action oriented. Okay, it's not just a process oriented in project management, not a technical thing. We plan to achieve something and we are going to achieve it. Nothing's going to stop us. So please remember that. Then what do we do? My clear path to guide execution. How to get from start to end. Again, I have told you this. Now, define our boundaries, scope it out properly. This is very important. We are not going to do everything possible at once. We scope it separately. If you have few ideas, we have to define the scope clear for each and every project. We can't do everything at once. I told you like we can do multiple projects. I was managing at Ericsson Australia more than 14 projects at once. $1 billion projects sometimes back. So how did I manage multi-projects? I knew how to plan each and every project separately and define their boundaries. So when you scope it out, scope is goal, our goal, what we are going to do in our project. Make sure you know the scope. Basically, all the work required and only the work required to complete the project. I have taken this from PMI terminologies. With scientific way of doing things. All the work required and only the work required to complete the project. We have to write down things to do list or put it in our smart sheet. That's the way we are going to do it. All the work required to complete the project. Step by step, we break it down. Now, this we come back to that later in more detail because anyway I'm going to cover that in the session. I'll show you one thing. So now birthday party. Where are we going to have it? So now we're going to scope it out. How many of you are under 21 years old? not interested birthday party. Okay, birthday party. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to scope it out. I'm going to write down all the work required to complete my project. Or we go on a holiday, that's easier. Which one you like? Birthday party, some of us can be at party at home. Some of us want to spend time with our family. We don't know, we go out somewhere. That's another project. Anything can be a project. So we organize a trip, our GSL, our team now, to create more bonding. Something we are going to ask somewhere. And Marianne and the team, okay, let's go somewhere. So weekend away. So take us a weekend away for more team building. Weekend getaway. Okay, so we're gonna go weekend away. Where do we go? So weekend away. This is wrong. Yeah. Okay, where are we going? Now I'm asking everybody. In our projects, we have so many stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders in a project? Tell me again nice definitions.
Anyone who is interested in the outcome.
Anyone who is interested in the outcome of our project.
External,
Very good. Who told you that? GSL. Yeah? No, nothing wrong with that. Interest is not enough.
external
It's like-
person.
Interacting.
Huh?
Person who are interacting.
Interacting, no, that's a good definition, it's a correct one, okay? But interest and influence. Say I'm building a house. I buy a land, I'm going to build a house. When I build a house, what happens? There will be neighboring parties. So sometimes they will come and look at our house, what's been happening there. And they are very interested about it. Really interested to know like whether it's bigger than their house. Whether they can go to their house and like have some friendships with us. So like who these people are, what are they going to do here? They are very interested. Do we care about them if our boundaries are defined clearly and everything is okay? We are not going to care about it. But what happens if the boundaries are not clear? I'm going to take little bit from their area also and make my land bigger. Because there's no one living in the other house and boundaries are not defined. It's not clear. I will never do that. But say like I'm going to do that. Then they have influence. They have to stop us. Because we are not doing the right thing. There are issues. So there's influence. So stakeholders are the people who has interest and influence. Only interest is not going to do anything as a stakeholder. Please start. Anybody who has interest and power to influence in our project. So these people we have to identify. And then we have to manage them. So when we plan the weekend getaway, what do? We have to talk to all our stakeholders because all of us are important. All our stakeholders, all have the interest, all have the influence to do something. Because if somebody is not happy, it's going to be a disaster. One person, the mood goes around. One happy and one unhappy person will go next, like that. So we have to make sure we understand everybody's requirements and manage that. So weekend holiday. So we ask everybody, our stakeholders, where do we want to go? We break it down now. No. Number one is identify all the stakeholders. And then ask them where do we go? I'm going to the hotel we are going to stay in. Okay. We are going to take this summer. And then when are we going? When? We have to ask our team. Okay. And then how much money they are going to give us. That's the most important investment strategy. So when we are, and then what are the activities we are doing? We can build on that. So we break down all our work. Whatever project we are doing, we are going to break it down. Break down our work. So we get one project we are doing. Who's here? We get a real project. What project you are working on right now here? Don't know.
We are working on a project called Vacuum.
Yeah, okay, so Agriculture. Yeah. Now how do we break down our work? What is our idea here? I told you, we're going to scope it out. Isn't it? Start to the end. We have to scope out and say, this is what we are going to do in our project. How to get from start to the end. Define the boundaries and scope it out. So what are the things? We have to include all the work required and only the work required to complete the project. So we take Rakumar and say, I'm going to help one team. Is not very unfair, but we're going to do the whole thing. Just giving some ideas. Okay, tell me, Bilal and everybody in that team if they are here. So what are things we have to do?
The first month, this month, we dedicated for our literature review and we want to find some information.
Okay.
And
Find
our
information.
competitors and these things.
Okay.
And we are in progress. And
Yeah.
next week,
Yeah.
we start our experiment researches. Within 2 months, we will complete experiment and researches.
Okay, good.
And after that 2 months, we are introduce our first stage. First stage is a device for, it is not our entire project.
Yeah.
As a part, we introduce a device which help to conserve and protect plants
Okay.
from, it is for not public.
Yeah.
We are targeting some organization, those who enroll in with environment conservation. Like for example, I work in an organization and I work for those people. Like for example, I can give you Royal Botanical Gardens Department
Yeah.
and NGOs, those who enroll in with conservation.
So meanwhile, you will find the clients also or the potential parties.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there will be more.
That is the first stage when you come to 2 months.
Yeah.
Next 2 months.
Yeah.
After 2 months, we have more time. I think more 4 months.
Yeah.
And
Have you
it is-
submitted this already in the smart sheet? Your time plan?
Oh,
Yeah. But you can, because we have a clear idea what it is.
yeah.
So like that, we have to break it down and make sure we are including all the work required to complete our project. So here we don't think about time much. Our idea is to start with scope out all the work we need to complete. To go from now where we are now to end of the project until we launch it to the market successfully. So that is the idea. So we have to come up very, very good, yeah.
That is the first step because we want to make some money
Yeah.
to continue our project because our total project is not this. That is not Rakuma.
Yeah.
For complete the Rakuma, we will make money by that project,
Yeah.
making some clients.
Yeah.
After that, with those money, we can continue the project even after the GS.
So you have investment strategy, clear investment strategy, how we are going to invest in a project.
We have this planned what we can do after that 2 months, right? Then we are working on right now for that project, the first stage. After the first stage, we can decide how we can spend money for the developments.
Any comments? Okay, good. So this is something we are going to do now. So like I'm going to stop talking now for a while and we are going to scope out our project. So then we are going to eventually put that into smart sheet within the day today and we have the laptops with us and we start planning. So think about all the work required and only the work required to complete the project. What is the idea of only the work required? We don't do extras. Say like we are ordering a cake, I want to buy a cake. I tell them I want to buy a cake but don't put any cream or icing or sugar on top. I like it nice and neat. But to make me happy, sometimes they can put a little bit of some nice roses or something on the top to make it happy because they thought it's blank and send it back to me. I said, no, what is this? I don't want sugar. So that's extra. We don't want any extras. Nothing like I don't take sugar in my tea. So every time when I asked, do you know without sugar? I said no sugar. But our people want to be a little bit nice to me and more sweeter. Always little bit sugar hiding in the tea. Yeah, they put little bit pinch of sugar, little bit, and they bring me the tea to make me extra happy. So like I can't blame them because I said no sugar. It's like a crime. Sugar is a crime in other parts of the world. If you ask for sugar, they think you are doing a crime to yourself. But when you ask no sugar, oh no, okay. So questions we have to answer. But they put little bit of sugar and said no, not even little bit. I can still taste it and don't put it again and bring me one without sugar. So don't do extra. We are doing extra why? To make our client happy. We want to make them happy. So that's the idea. But that happiness is going to be an issue. So we have to understand only the requirements. Clearly, what are the requirements of the customer? And then deliver only that. If you want a little bit of sugar or some icing on the top, we say, can we make a little decoration to make it look nicer? And then they say, okay, you can do that. That's okay. We can provide extras, but with prior approval. So we have to understand the requirements clear and deliver that. If the customer like it, if the client like it, it's okay. But initial requirements must be agreed into. This is why most of our projects are failing. Because client asks one thing, we deliver something else. We deliver the best we can. So we do extras, website design or something simple. We always try to do something more, something extra, and make customer extra unhappy, not extra happy. Another example is like when I was working in Indian markets. We were those days like long time back. We were sending all the instructions on the document, so many binders, lots of files. So some instructions to install software, hardware, do whole thing. We have sent that to India from Australia. I was in Australia and I sent it to India. When it went to India, almost the time it was going, we came up with this new idea. We have a CD system. We put everything on a CD and send it to them at the same time. While it was going, because somebody going to site to do the upgrade, these are telecom networks we are building. The towers and everything, the whole network. So we send the CDs to the person who is going to the site. That person has used the CDs, not the manual instructions manual. They had two different versions of documentation. CD and the manual ones. So try to make customer extra happy by sending everything in a nice, this new technology CD. We have made a big mess there, trying to make extra. So make sure whatever we do, we discuss and we agree to that before we do it. Okay, so shall we get into that now? Scope it out? Yeah? Okay, like on your own project, how many members you have to team? If you have one person, you can work on it because I'm going to come around and help you.
We actually made a little.
You have one already. Yeah.
We
I'll come around team by team. If you have not done that, we get into it. Otherwise, you can show me what you have currently. So that's a very good one, software. You have done nicely. Yes.
And the main workflows are going to be the idea refinement, creating an online presence for our company, creating a proper marketing strategy with the logo and everything, and prototyping the front end. Back end is very
So to the end of it, you have the whole.
to the end of it, we are planning to add them to.
So you are using Scrum?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So you are one step ahead, something like that. Yeah, tools and that. But why don't you do that now? Because if you are using Scrum, stick to Scrum. Or you have Scrum meetings.
Before that, we thought of using the idea refinement process.
Yeah, yes.
We have to make some mentors in order to finalize
We haven't refined it and completed it yet because we have to meet the industry experts first. So that they have given us their times.
Yes.
We haven't get their guidance.
Okay.
So if we
Yeah, no,
start
very good.
early, then
Yes. Now, like Scrum meetings are something new, like what you are doing, like you meet every day. And for like 10 minutes, so discuss the progress and make sure it's happening continuously. So, what are the challenges you are having right now?
It's more in technological.
Yeah.
In the industry, at the back end, people are using different type of technologies to keep their ERP and everything in place. So they have
Mainly technology.
Technological
challenges, yeah.
And there's also
client is having a hesitated mindset about giving us this
So, how
data.
more preparation work, yeah.
since we all today, you would be very likely to
Yeah, it's okay anytime, yeah. Yeah, we go through the whole plan, and stick to Scrum because methodology. So I use Scrum Master methodology and stick to that. So that's important.
These are the GSL mentors that we are currently still.
Yeah. So you have your own mentor, Mano
team
and
mentors are Mano and Suren is the CEO.
okay. Yeah. So it is responsible.
So we have already spoken to a few people from here. We
Yeah.
had to meet all these other people as well to know.
And so those are
what-
operational
yes.
customers.
Yes, we have spoken to a person who
So you are the
developed
shopping,
the-
yeah, shopping mall, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have spoken to people from
Yeah. Yes.
speak to others and see what
No,
they say.
your plan is to now like we have to put the time on the first we are doing today. So slowly we develop that and throughout the beginning of April. Okay, I don't will just one few more cases there. But previously you had a time plan milestone, so 3 activities you had in the presentation, I think.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I remember I seen it, yeah. Where is that? You have it with you now? Because you can put that into smart sheet.
So that means there's a huge loss. How much? 90%.
And then the breakdown milestones.
Actually, I did in the smart sheet one also.
I have done the smart sheet already.
Yeah,
Oh, yes, so you will be the Okay.
I'll write it down.
It's already in the smart sheet?
We have issues actually. We are not exactly sure of how we are going to go.
Yes.
So, a bit of discovery and then we made smart sheet here and there.
Understand. What happened?
Breakdown school.
It's okay. It's for the presentation, but not the same. And take the smart sheet. If you put that in the smart sheet, I don't think I exercise. I'll visit.
Should have Wi-Fi access. If you don't, this is the Wi-Fi
I didn't know,
password.
sorry. I didn't know I was going to give the download for them. Yeah.
This is L, not 1.
Yeah. Lahes, yeah.
We are trying to scope it out of project.
Yeah.
So first when we are doing the presentation, the
Yeah.
idea was there is an existing project, so we are doing that. Those are the things that we are trying to forward.
Yeah. But it's, when it comes to school,
We were trying to do
Yeah.
8 forms that then we cut it down to the one.
yeah, so like if you're building a house, like with the foundation, the main structures, and then the roof, and the slabs, and
Yeah.
all the activities to do is talk to your clients and understand the market, and start designing and developing, and the prototypes, and the testing,
We
like
have,
that.
we have done theoretical prototype.
Yeah.
And we are going after intellectual property, not for the public.
Just,
Your side, you also like all the activities was like interest in following the topic.
And these are the methods that we should speak to get inside.
that's great.
We'll put on the
Appendix.
Mr. Darpan's introduced to us by so
Oh, that's great.
He's one of he's an Indian, I think, working in Appendix. He's an expert on that field. So Mr. Surenan has to go and meet Mr. Darpan before meeting Mr. Ray.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so we had to meet him and then
so potential customers are going to be all these key players in the market
Yeah, we can. I can still do that.
We have already spoken to hotel group and international we'll be done talking to them by the end.
Right, that's good. In terms of potential investors, you might want to even narrow it down a little bit. I mean, we know the Lanka Angel Network, but this is a group
Okay,
of
can I get your attention? Let me
people
discuss
from
it.
Lanka.
Now some of you need some help with this WP. So this is the first level, and then you can go into more and more detail. So here we do the scope, analysis, social requirements, and design stage, development, testing, training, documentation, and then we have pilot, deployment, post implementation, almost close to what we are doing most of the project. Not everybody, but almost close. So around this time we had work. So we all know your solution already. This is now this is where we want to go. How are you going to do it? Steps, step by step. Yeah? Good idea. Yes. We always need examples. You will remind me because I teach all sort of people, various levels. So sometimes simple things like this can get missed. So please ask me, keep asking questions from me. Otherwise I can't show you examples everywhere. So anytime you need example, I can help you with. Yeah, this template in MS project. Yes, I can give you that. I think. But with MS project also the whole version.
Since we haven't frankly forgotten, we are clueless about what they're using.
Yeah. No, what happened really? But maybe that's not that.
Just maybe we can use it, we use it.
That is solution that is not only to the
Even we know
like I told you, like because it's much full again. And so they're not covering this modification. I told you the reason like people have to wait and there's some politics and like I just can't go in there right now. So for that I need time. So I put some other people that's not the work really. But I know what is the second like the other iterative method, you can plan it. So use some more extreme programming or whatever you like, doesn't matter. Now here, then how to save time. Okay, so WDS is clear, work is clear, scope is clear, boundaries are clear. This is what we are doing, we don't do any extra, it's all clear. Now, we have to save time as we go through and also save cost and save resources. When we have the plan, we can do that. Without a plan, we don't know what to save. We don't know how much time our project is going to. So let's plan. Next thing will be planning our time. Make it effort driven. What is that? 10 hours. For one person it will take 10 hours. Two people maybe 5, not always. Number of hours it takes to complete the task. Sometimes when you put 2 people it takes 20 hours. Because talking timers 10 more hours. We don't know. We cannot predict. But don't say like this activity will take 1 day, so it takes 6 hours. Or 4 hours, 10 hours. Then we are saving a lot of time. If you say 1 day, what does that mean? Nothing. Our eating time, talking time, sleeping time, online time, or like social media time, personal time. So like it's everything. So 10 hours. How long? How many hours it takes for each task? In the morning we think, when we wake up in the morning we think we have too many things to do. We have too many things to do in 1 day. But if you look at it, just think that 1 day, what do we do in the morning? Today what we have done so far. Okay, I got up at 5. How many of you got up at 5? If you have checked my Facebook, there can be posted on 5 o'clock in the morning. So, I'm not lying. I must have liked somebody's post while I'm working. Yeah? So I wake up at 5. Then what are the other things we are doing? We went to work. Anybody working? Morning? No, I don't think so. So we think so much work we have, but if you really look at it, how much work we have? I had one meeting in the morning, and then around 1 hour, and another meeting, another 1 hour only. So for the whole morning, I had only 2 hours of meetings. Okay, my productive time meetings only 2 hours. And then here I am spending 3 more hours. 3 or 4 maximum maybe. I am spending here. Then after I complete this, I have to go and attend some other event. It takes another 3 hours of my time. Even if I add all of them together, it will be 10 hours of work. And meanwhile, I had my breakfast, I had my lunch with my children, and I did that also. And I'm going to have dinner also. So I'm just like, all these things are happening. But if you break it down into hours, you have no idea how much time you save. Write down your work, what you have to do every day with the hours, not things to do list. Things to do list is going to confuse you more than you ever think. Oh my god, look at the list, how many things we have to do. It will make it even more difficult. So like, what are things you are going to do tomorrow? Sunday, nothing. Yeah, sleep all day. So maybe nothing tomorrow. But Monday, if you think about the things you have to do on Monday, can you write it down please for me now, right now, immediately? The time for Monday. In hours. Yeah, everything, including eating time, whatever. Take the personal time, take 2 hours away during the daytime instead of sleeping. No, 3 hours away. Eating, sleeping, showers and washrooms and all the time for 3 hours, take it away. Yeah, so say personal time 3 hours, everybody's standard 3 hours is enough. Okay, I'll give you a holiday of 3 hours for the personal time. So we add to that, yeah? So we have 7 hours left, yeah? 7 hours sleep, okay. Yeah, 7 hours sleep. We add that also, 7 hours sleep. So 10 hours more. Other 14 hours, what are you going to do? Do we have 14 hours of work to do on Monday? I don't think so. My Monday, I have 1 meeting, so I take 7. Who's going to gym regularly? 2 hours? 2.5? 2 maximum 1.5 for the gym and half an hour for changing. And so 2 hours gym, take it out. 12 hours. These 12 hours, what are we doing? So we had our meals, we did all our personal things, all are done, we had nice 7 hours sleep. With other 12 hours, what are we going to do? Who says we don't have time? We have nothing to do. I have 1 hour meeting in the morning, one day. Only 1 hour. So even if I work 8 hours, say I work full 8 hours, complete 8 hours, I still have 4 hours left. Maybe to go to MBA class. No, MBA can have it. You still have 4 hours left for yourself. But those 8 hours also, we are not really working 8 hours. No. We don't have 8 hours of work. Amazing. Yeah, it is amazing. So this is why we have to plan in hours effectively. Think that way you can do so much. I'm not talking about myself, but like I told you, I have little 3 kids, 8, 6 and 4. And I'm the one managing them. My husband is 24/7, he's very workaholic and very busy. And so I drop them to school, I pick them, I feed them. After I pick them from the school, I don't go back to work. Only evening lectures, MBA lectures at the universities. So I'm spending 2 o'clock to about 5, 3 hours, good 3 hours with them, doing the homework, everything. So then again evening I work. With that I manage my work. So even I can live independently if I have to. I don't want able to. I build business, everything I have done. Because this is how we are going to manage time. Please follow this way. It will work for you. It's going to work. So like from Monday we are going to start this. We are going to do our things to do list with the hours. Number of hours we are going to spend on each activity. Try it and see, it's going to make a big difference. Even if you want to sleep extra 4 hours, 11 hours of sleep, you can. Like I will be spending my time after lunch with my children. I have 4 hours for that. You have that 4 hours for sleeping. You can do that. Or do your university work something. That has 8 hours already. We have allocated for the studies for work. It's so simple like that. That's why I have so much time to waste. Those 4 hours. Yeah. So that's fine. So use project management plan should be effort driven. Have background structure type everything project management. And then prioritize critical and non-critical. There are some things you must do. There are some things it's not that important. If you learn project management, there are some activities depending on each other. If we delay one activity, the next depending activity will get delayed. Critical part, very simple project management areas. We have, we have activities A, B, C, and D in a project. So to complete, this is the start, this is the end. To go from A to B, we have to go through this part. all these activities must be completed to complete our project. So say this is taking 2 days, this is 3 days, this is 4 days, and this is 1 day. These two are happening in parallel. To complete my project, it will take 2 plus 3, 5 plus 1, 6 days. 2 plus 4, happening in parallel, 6 and 1, 7 days. So this side it will take 7 days longer. With these 7 days, I can get this work also done because it's happening in parallel. If I do this activity by 1 day, still I can do the project within 7 days. If I do this by 1 day, project will take 8 days. And 1 day here, see, plus 1 here, plus 1 here. So activity C is critical. That's what we call critical path in project management. So we can't do this activity C. So we have no way. What is that activity C? It is depending on some other things. So this is not really clear in a long example what are the activities depending on everything. So maybe this would have started halfway when we are doing this. That's why it happened. So like there can be other dependencies. But this is a basic idea of critical path and the critical activities. So prioritize and see what are the critical and what are the non-critical activities when we are doing things. And important and most critical. Okay, so when the plan is done, how to save time, we have to track and monitor. You are the project, we have to track. Your tea time coming, I can see from the eyes. Yeah, 3:30, I think, yeah. 3:30 or something. Okay, so we do somewhere and we have to track and monitor. Then also we can bring the time down with crashing and fast tracking. What is that? Some things I'm teaching you. We become a big theory, but this part also we have covered. Now here, my customer is saying, I can't wait. How many days? 2 plus 4, 6 and 7. I can't wait for you to complete project in 7 days. I want it in 6 days. What do? You can tell me that.
Fast track.
Yeah, fast track is if you have projects more than one, you can do it parallel. Yeah, fast track it.
This is the speed of your work.
Yeah. To speed up the work and put more people to do this task and work overtime. So you can crash it or fast track. Okay. So there are techniques to do it. We learn that throughout the project. Anyway, I will be helping you so you can have details later. And with all this, allow flexibility but manage changes effectively. Allow some flexibility in the project. Scrum, Agile. Why Agile became so popular? Agile methodology of software development. That's more flexible. You don't have to really come up with a one plan at once. Yeah, you don't have plan at once. We cannot in software development industry. We can't do that because users don't know their requirements until we do the prototype, and even at that time they don't know exactly what they want. So we plan in iteration. So that's what happens. Like here, we have to allow some flexibility. Even when I was managing projects with waterfall method, traditional way of managing things, I was agile. So agile is not something new to me. I allowed flexibility. I always respect people over the processes. I was a process person, but not a process person. So always people were more important than process. Even long before the Agile Manifesto came into the picture. Okay, so that's part of project management. We allow flexibility. We have a plan, but we are not going to stick to the plan and worry about whether we can achieve it. We plan in iteration. Be flexible. So adjust your plan accordingly, but be sure you are monitoring the changes. We have to monitor all the changes effectively. Keep change log. Track them nicely. Keep a log where we started and where we are heading. What are the changes we have made all the way? That is important. Because otherwise, end of the day, client will tell you, this is not what we have asked. What are you giving us? No acceptance. Granted. That's the end of your project. So make sure you are managing the changes. If you are using a Scrum, make sure your Scrum meetings are done properly and everybody is clear about everything. But no documentation, don't do no documentation. Follow up with the email or something is better. Always. Just say like this what we have discussed. We are going into a big world from here. Okay, we are not going to stay in the university for longer time. only 1 or 2 years, and then we'll be the big one competing with each other. You know the difference between blue ocean and the red ocean? Right now we are in a blue ocean, big blue ocean. We have no limit. It's like the Silicon Valley, I call them. I'm going to write all these things tonight for Digit. I think Bihar will be waiting for that. So yeah, and so the big blue ocean is what? I have 4 hours left after all the work. Now blue ocean, we come to an area where we are sailing in the ocean. We have a sailboat, beautiful, and I just bought it, and I want to sail across the oceans. I have never crossed before. Untapped oceans. Nobody has crossed that. So I take my sailboat and let it go, like just go through some area I haven't been before. I find new areas, like Columbus. Those days they found new countries, new islands. So I want to find something new. So I sail across. Because it's a blue ocean. In a red ocean, what happened? We know how to sail to India, some kind, say Mumbai, or not Mumbai, the best thing, somewhere in the ocean, close to the ocean, somewhere in India, we want to go. We know how to go there because there's a map already available. Okay, so when I'm going to pass someone already gone, that's the red ocean. That's a good example. Let's say. Here's another one. Okay, we are going to give you a better example from your own area. We are going to develop a mobile app. Okay, our own area, not sailing. That's better. When we develop the app, say like we want to have a diet app. Okay? So we are making something very similar to what somebody else has already done. There are so many diet apps in the market. Yeah? If you look around, you can search, Google search and see there are so many. So if I go into that market, I am going into a killer red ocean. Because market competition is so high. So my product should have something unique. Yeah, now we understand. We're not the same language. Okay, so, but if I find something new, now I was giving, you don't get the name. We're talking some ideas like right now, somebody never thought about. When I am going to work on, somebody never thought about, do I have a competition? It's a blue ocean, like I am taking my sailboat and sailing somewhere. Nobody's going to know where I am going. So you have your own blue ocean. So this is what happened with our projects also. Right now we are in the blue ocean. We have all these new ideas. But as soon as we put it into the market, there will be competition coming. Trust me, there will be next day there will be similar product. Now see things like NT, computer, there are so many things coming up. Like if you take all the big parties, there is huge competition happening everywhere. You start one restaurant here, next time somebody will start something very similar. So they are going into this big competition. So how do we be unique? How can we stay unique? Very definitely. Very important. So how did we get there? Okay, we come back out of it. So save time, save cost, and yeah. How did we get there? No comments. Okay. So we have to come back slides. We have to be clear about the requirements, estimate. Yeah. So give me a coming back to cost and resources, time, cost and resource. Same issues you talked about. Now, okay. Estimating at the activity level, then monitoring cost. Monitoring part is important. Now after plan, how do we do it? We have to monitor. So we go to that now. Monitoring. Okay, we stop talking for a while again because it's too much. We come back to the last slide. How do we track the progress? Now this is someone who is completed already. How do you track it? After you
left his personal That's it.
okay, now we have only done the WBS, no time, no cost planning yet. So shall we do the time and cost planning here? Okay, now what I'm going to do, because I'm thinking about the time challenge we have to cover the risk management changes and ongoing area. So we come back and focus on one area. Now we have gone into planning. So planning is done, yes, we have done the planning. So we have planned time, cost and resource, everything into that. I was thinking how I'm going to do the time, cost, resource planning all in once. within this time we have the tea break and everything. So what we do, we go into planning time, not the whole thing, couple of activities. When we're going to start it, when we're going to end it, and how much time we are going to allocate, how much cost, and what are the resources. So I'll go around and I'll help you to do it. At least I think we have about tea break is ready. It's ready. So we have the tea break. After that we do it. About half an hour. It's very time tested because the time is issue here right now. I can't just complete everything. We'll have another day, I think, for more planning or monitoring later on the PMO session. Yeah. So we'll cover as much as we can on our side. Yeah. Okay. Shall we stop it here? We have some tea. So after tea break we come back. Yeah. After tea break we come back and plan time, cost and resources. Okay. Okay, everybody's back? I think so. So basically in our project-based management, we have to balance the scope, time, cost, all these things. After we plan it, we have to make sure we are managing it properly. So we track the time. Now we have an issue like, okay, how long, I was asking me, okay, can we do like rule of thumb, how long it will take for each activity? Some activities we can tell. Okay, to scope it out, we take 1 day, but in a how long project, depending on the duration of the project also. Okay, if you have like a 1 week project, we don't have much time to scope it out. Maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. Okay, the coding, how long it takes. Again, depend on the requirements of the customer. Okay, how long the coding will take. So like that, you know better than I am exactly how long your time, each active time will take. So be honest with your time. Based on your competencies, based on that you might be spending all night coding and not achieving anything at the end of the night. So like we know, only in this individual thing. So you know exactly how long it takes, be honest with your time estimation. And estimate the time for each activity. Always go activity based. Like I told you, always go activity based. How do we go activity based? We create our work breakdown structure. Without the work breakdown structure, we can't come up with the activities. So whether you follow traditional waterfall or agile, any agile methodologies including Scrum, doesn't matter what you do, please start with a clear WBS. Even if we don't know the requirements, requirement identification should be there as an activity. And it will be a repeating thing again and again, but you have to allow some time for that. So make sure that you break it down nicely. Then you can put the time, cost, resources, everything to that. Yeah, you can do that because we don't have time to do that all the detailed planning right now. So please complete your work breakdown structure, that's important. All the work required to complete that project and only the work, nothing less, nothing more, but we really have to scope it out. After you come up with the complete scope of the project, these are the homework we're going to measure. We have a PMO. I'm also involved, I'm not going to give up on you. So I will be there. So please submit your complete work breakdown structure to the smart sheet. I have access, I will be checking. So anytime you need help, you can come to my WTC office or Bishops, whatever. And you can meet me. You just call me and come within 1 day notice. I can tell you that I am available or not. Because my classes are already planned. So you can just drop in and we can work through that. So make sure that we have the clear scope. After you have the scope, even that you can call me or Facebook me or chat me or anything, anytime when you want some details about the activities. Number 2 step, scope is done, the time. Based on the experience, our experts' judgment, we are the experts in our whatever we are doing. Based on our expert judgment, our experience, we say how much time this activity takes. If you don't know how much time, you can call me. We have all the other mentors here to help you, to tell you exactly how much time it takes. Average. Okay, we can be 100% correct, but average we can take some time. How long it will take. So time is done. Then the resources and the cost. How many people working in our project? How many of them are active? Some of them are active, some of them are not. So activity who is working on and how much time they can put into a project. Based on that, come up with your time plan, add cost to that. Make sure you are costing your own hours. You are rewarding yourself. How much you are going to pay yourself? I don't know, this is a strategy with the GSL. Are you going to like this is for example only. Okay, you are not getting a claim back. I don't know how it works exactly. They have another model we are using here. But how much time? Just assume like, okay, if you spend this much time, you are costing $10 everybody, $10 per hour something. You have to post it and the resources. So as we go through the planning, we will help you with that. More postal resource planning. Okay. So when it is done, then what do we have to do? We have to track the progress. We have a plan. We are reporting to PMO. Then throughout we have to track our progress. So then we have to say, these activities are completed, these are not completed, and why they are running behind if there's issue. What are the risks and changes happening in our project? Let's say I want to come. What I want to discuss next. So say like after sometimes we figure out our project is a no-go. Do we have a backup? Or really as the now abstract eye, they had a backup and now they are smiling. They had some very big obstacle along the way. Yeah, with the party we have contacted, but now they have backup, so they will work on that. So do we have a backup option if in case any time a project can fail? Even close to the end of the project, it can turn into a disaster. So we have to be very careful. Sometimes we have to abandon projects like NASA and all these organizations. Some projects they must have abandoned like last minute. They have done that. We see in history there are many projects they are stopping at the last minute. Even Ericsson we have done that. We build some switches, telecom, and after some else Nokia or some other computer, those is Nokia, no Samsung, no I think okay, Nokia, Siemens, Ericsson, so other parties are there. Halfway we have to abandon because somebody else come up with a better model. So it can happen. So be prepared for the worst possible change can happen in your project. Worst possible risk can come and make impact on your project. So that we do a small exercise now. How to identify all our risk. How do we manage changes up to each of us, up to our projects. Are we going to go with the traditional process-driven method? Where we submit a change request, get approval? I don't think we need that right now. We all are more agile people, we don't need that process there. But make sure we are logging all our changes and requirement. So we have a requirement traceability matrix. Requirement traceability matrix. What is that? We can create something simple like the Excel sheet. We are creating initial requirements, tested, verified, any changes to that, like all the details, tracking the requirements. For requirement changes, we can track that. Just Excel sheet only. So we just track the changes. We don't have to go through change control process right now. We have a small projects, we don't want that. Otherwise, how large organizations do it, they submit a change request, get it approved, and then update all the plans and work on the project. So that's how we do it. You just keep Excel sheet of all the requirements, initial requirements, and the changes. That is enough for us. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then what? Now risk. What are the risks we are facing right now in our projects? Have we thought about it? All the risk. What is a risk? I need answers. Yeah. Okay.
Acquiring users for some of them. Acquiring users.
Users,
Yeah.
yeah. So finding the clients, yeah. Whether we are going to be able to find the clients because this is a new product. We don't know the market. So that can be a risk. What are we going to do about it?
Let's say
Response.
introducing, because it's easy to introduce existing technology or
Exactly.
existing things, but
Yeah.
if you introduce exciting thing, it's
Yes.
hard,
Yeah.
because
Yes.
some people are unable to understand what we are saying sometimes, because they have no what exactly we are telling, because it's exciting.
Yeah.
That is
So
challenge.
that's similar to that one.
Yeah.
So because this is a new product and new market and we don't know the market, so like, yeah, we don't know whether we will get the users. So I want you to work on that exercise. There can be, if we have like Vietnam time is 4 o'clock, yeah. We spend 20 minutes. I promise you, you will find at least 12 risks within next 15 minutes in your project. You are giving me one risk now, right now. But if I give you 20 minutes we can go. Within 20 minutes you will find 12 risks. Don't try to show I am wrong, prove I am wrong and come up with only 2 or 3 risks. Okay? And you will come up with at least 12, 15 risks as a team. Now when you do it on your own, I might be your team partner maybe. We have to come up with more risks. Because if we do it as a group, you will be able to come up with unbelievable number of risks. In a half-day meeting, in a even medium-sized project, we come up with about 30 to 40 risks. Within a half-day risk meeting, risk analysis. So try to think about anything which can make impact in your project. So one thing is, think about the implementation stage from right now. Within next 6 months time, we give 6 months duration. Within those 6 months, what can happen? See, now our thinking gets better. We have 6 months to get it to the market. 6 months, or how many months we have? We assume 6 months. Yeah. So within those 6 months, what can happen? What are things can happen in our project to stop it going to the market? You can talk. It's a group work if you have the group. Otherwise, you can buddy up with somebody else. Buddy up is also here. Buddy up is also here. Buddy up here. Buddy up here. So with somebody and do it. 2 people doing it for one project will be even nice if you are doing it on your own. You will find out a couple of risks. Forget about your project if you don't have team members here. Think like assume this is any of our new projects. What are the risks? If you find hard to do it yourself for your own project. We are don't worry. Just to list the risk. All I want is for you to list all the risks which can make impact on your project. No, think about your own one. You can discuss and come up with the risk list for introducing a new product. Yeah, so here we can work together and apply to your project. When you write down, you can apply to your own project. Maximize all the opportunities. Like manage time, plan it nicely, and make sure you all are working together. So maximize it, the best part. And identify, plan responses, and manage risk. So every risk should have a response. Okay, to make it can impact our project, it can make impact on our project. How to respond to that? So if there's a legal issue, we have to be aware of that. If there's a technical issue, we have to be aware of how to mitigate that risk. Like that, if it's raining outside, we want to go out, we take the umbrella and go out. So rain will continue, but we have the umbrella, so it's mitigated. Impact is minimized. Like that, come up with a plan. So all these things, I think we have to do one by one. I will make my time available as long as you can make yourself available. Time to time I come back and go into detail and make sure you will be on track. So that is important. And the most important thing now, finally, before we end the class today, working as a team. So now we were talking about that there already. We have 3 members in the team, most active, some of the active members are not here today. So we have to be together in this journey. If you are alone, it's okay. Single person project is okay. You can do it. And I will support you, same way I support the other teams, so it's there. But if you are in a team, we have to build the team and make sure roles and responsibilities are defined. Roles and responsibilities are defined clearly. Who is going to do what? What is my role in the project? Everybody should be clear about that. Even in large projects what we are working on, we have roles, responsibility, assignment, metrics. We set up. We go through our WBS activities, we know WBS clearly now. We go through the activities and make sure somebody is responsible for that. And that person will take the accountability. If something goes wrong, okay, it's my accountability. I am the answerable person. I am answerable. So that accountability has to lie with that team member, not only the responsibility. So make sure that is clearly defined into activity level. So one point I made throughout the day today, you can say activity based. Break down all the work to activities, tasks to detail level, and based on that, plan time, plan cost, plan resources, plan risk, and then you can come up with a very detailed plan. Okay, then the responsibility is very important, you can manage that. So these are the key things. I will just go back to my slide number 1. So remember, we have to be goal focused. We have a goal, we all know the goal, and we have to achieve that. So come up with an action plan, how to get there, and that is a process flow diagram is enough. Okay, how we will do it. And then clear path, initiation to conclusion, closing the project with a clear WBS starting to the market. The whole thing should be broken down into our work breakdown structure. And then we can plan time, plan cost, plan resources, and manage risk and work as a team. So if we can do that, this is all I can cover in 3 hours. Okay, so if we can do that, I think our project will be successful. This is a starting point. So when we go home, we have lots of homework. What are the homework? Can we write it down? Complete WBS. On the smart sheet, you have access to that, everybody. And I'm monitoring the PMO on behalf of the GSL team. I will be also there. So complete our WBS, web breakdown structure, on the smart sheet, and allocate time and cost, and the people who is doing what. Let's break down time, cost, resources. Resources are us mainly, our team members. Time, cost, resources. So that is number 1, question number 1. Question number 2, time, cost, resources. Can I write it down here? So WBS, and then time, cost, resources. Resources are us in. This is question number 1, complete 1. And the number 2, risk response plan. I want you to write on this table the risk response and make somebody responsible. List down all the risks we have in the project and see how we are going to minimize the impact and who is going to be looking after that area. If the security is the issue, how do we respond to that? If our communication is a problem in our project, we can't communicate to each other, how we are going to take action on that? If the roles and responsibilities are not clear, if that is going to be a risk, how are we going to minimize that? If our time is the main risk, we don't have time, how are we going to minimize that with my time theory? Yeah, within 24 hours, go with our base planning. So I think that's all I can tell you today. What else the questions? What else you want to know? And I am available, my email, most of you have it. And most of you are connected to me on Facebook. Otherwise, if not, you can connect me. That's the easiest way to get me. Or Twitter. I think 90% are connected to me. And my number is yeah. So like I told you, one day advanced notice is enough. You can just call me and come. You can plan your project in detail. Response and this we have already done. So write down the responses. How are you going to resolve it? No, take it with you. We will make it. Okay? And the Twitter. Yeah, we will review that. The risk response plan, you can't upload it. Actually, you can send it to me. Why don't we email? No, I don't want to know your risk. Don't. It's your personal thing. You keep it with you. Don't send it to me. Yeah, don't send it to me, but if you need any help with that, you come and meet me. Keep it with you, that is for your own use. One day those risks can come. What happened with this response plan? We have it, so we go through that time to time and see like whether those risks can make impact in our project. That can be in our diary, project diary. So I don't want to say that, it's okay. Yeah, but okay, Smart Sheet, we'll have something else. Maybe like there are things you want to escalate. Maybe if you don't get the support from your mentors, or like there can be things you want to escalate and you can give you more support. I don't know. So there can be things you want to talk about. So we have some notes areas, things for escalation, so we can help you more. Something like that we will implement that. Some notes area. Every week they will support. Yeah, and we'll come up with that. We'll come up with a progress report, including that. Any risk and escalation points, we can explain that.
Does any of you have an issue accessing Smart Sheet or anything on Smart Sheet size data? Everybody has access. That's why you're wanting to create it. I saw most of you sort of creating Smart Sheet. And in terms of the PMO, there's the very first line of the Smart Sheet as part of the template that we put in. And that has like color code, like basically a project color code. So from the PMO perspective, that is just sort of, that is the indicator to sort of, say, hey, I need help. Right? So if you want to sort of, if you, based on your assessment or team assessment, if you think, okay, there's risks, a higher level of risk more that you can't mitigate within, in that case, yellow or put to red. But from your perspective, if the project is going very well, just keep it in green. To start with, I put everybody in yellow, so that is something that you have to change when you go in. And it's like to change to green if you think everything's going well. Or sort of escalating. And if you have any issue, if you want to sort of, there's so many other facilities that these there in Smart Sheet, if you want to sort of maintain the risk template, or else even maintain the action items, whatever that you're basically within the team that you're following through, or if you want to maintain, Madhu, you discuss about the requirement traceability metrics, as you kind of build your requirements, if you want to sort of maintain product requirements, feel free to use the Smart Sheet for that if you want to share within the team. It doesn't go to anybody else, so your page is only for your team. That's how I kind of structured it. And otherwise, of course, you can use Google Docs or whatever. Right, so reach out, ask if you have any questions. So plan going forward, in the next week, we will have more of like individual sessions. We will sort of call team by team. We'll have an initial session on the 5 questions and your WPS plan, and just to sort of discuss where you are and things like that. So that is our next week, right? And after next week, we move into a formal PMO where we'll have a PMO template, and then we'll like a PMO board, including your mentor, who will sort of sit in the board, and then we come and basically sort of report out. Maybe like once a month or twice a month. We'll PMO report out. Our next session we're planning on the 8th of March. So keep the date free. I'm thinking it's going to be the afternoon, unless they come back and say, oh, they want to do it in the morning. That will be with FGJ Viserys, the law officers. So they're going to sort of talk about more of the patent, IP protection, NDAs, and so on and so forth, all the legal items with us. And so come prepared with questions so that you can really utilize the time that you have with them to answer some of your questions on how the legal side. Questions?